Hello, I hear you're doing a Greatest Explorer project in Mr. Rendon's ninth grade class. Well then, I have just the answer for you for who the greatest explorer was, and that explorer was me, Ferdinand Magellan. Wait, who am I? Well then, let me give you some historical context about myself. I was born into a rich Portuguese family in the year 1480, and as a kid growing up, I had an excellent talent in sailing and was eventually selected by King Charles I of Spain to search for the Maluku Islands for my amazing talents and good looks, of course. I was a fantastic explorer that led 5 vessels through the south of the Atlantic Ocean to Patagonia. I passed through the Strait of Magellan, which was a body of water named after me, and a body of water that I named the Peaceful Sea. During my famous voyage, there were hard storms, but I did finish my famous voyage to the Maluku Islands in 1521. I returned home through the Indian Ocean and made the world's first circumnavigation around Earth. But all good things come to an end, and I was killed in the Battle of Mactan in the year 1421 in the Philippines to a bunch of greedy Philippines people. Yes, I am a ghost. So, why am I the greatest explorer? I am the greatest explorer for 3 reasons. I made the world's first circumnavigation around Earth. I discovered the Strait of Magellan, and I have a penguin named after me called the Magellanic penguin. The first point is that I made the world's first circumnavigation around Earth. Can you believe it? I traveled around the whole world. What encouraged me to do this? I moved to Seville, Spain in 1517 to offer my skills to the Spanish. What Christopher Columbus did was great, and I wanted to serve Spain. I also moved to Spain because the Treaty of Tordesillas had been formed in 1494, and all the newly discovered land east was Portugal's, and all the newly discovered land west was Spain's. I wanted to discover the new land west. During my first couple years of Spain, I had studied all the navigation charts and also understood from the Greeks that the earth was round, not flat. I wanted to find a shorter route to the Maluku Islands so I could give Spain open access to the Maluku Islands without the Portuguese getting to it first. In 1519, I presented my ideas to King Charles I of Spain, and he gave me the go-ahead. I commanded 5 vessels. I sailed first to Brazil, then down the coast of South America to Patagonia. I passed through the Strait of Magellan in 1520 and sailed through the Pacific Ocean to eventually reach the Maluku Islands. I then quickly returned home to Spain, briefly through the Indian Ocean, where I found out I made the world's first circumnavigation. The second point is that I discovered the Strait of Magellan in October 1520. What is the Strait of Magellan anyway? It maybe sounds like a river or a large lake. Well, first off, it's named after me. Second, the Strait of Magellan is a navigational sea route which separates the continent South America to the north and Terra del Fuego to the south. The strait is the most important natural passage between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It is very big. The Strait of Magellan is extremely difficult to navigate through. It took me over a month to pass through the thing. It's very hard to navigate through because of the dangerous winds, currents, and the thinness of the passage. One out of 5 ships of mine had to go back to Spain because of that. But of course, one of those ships was the boat I cared about the most, the La Trinidad. I always made sure that she was safe and clean, even through the toughest conditions like the Strait of Magellan. I loved her so much. Whenever you're in one of those things called airplanes and the captain says, "We are now passing over the Strait of Magellan," make sure you think of what I did and me. The third point, and my personal favorite, is that I have a penguin named after me. Penguins are one of the greatest looking animals in the world. It was an honor discovering it first. The Magellanic penguin is a South American penguin which are seen widely in Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and the Falkland Islands. The penguin was named after me after I spotted them eating dead fish on the beaches of Brazil in 1519. I am the first European ever to note that beautiful animal and give it its popularity, if I were to say so myself. The penguins are fairly small, being no more than 30 inches tall and not weighing more than 14 pounds. The penguins have white and black abdomens, and did I mention look rather lavish? The Magellanic penguins are part of the Significus penguin family and can live up to 25 years. The penguins love seafood like fish and squid, and their amazing bodies get rid of salt from the raw seafood through their stomach glands. I always wondered why they always live so long. If you are ever in a zoo or just happen to see one, please feel free to think of me, Ferdinand Magellan. In conclusion, I am the greatest explorer in the world. I am the greatest explorer for making the world's first circumnavigation, discovering the Strait of Magellan, and having a penguin named after me. I will admit I miss the thrill of the high seas and my crew members. I am glad you know I am the greatest explorer and learned a lot about me. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did making it with this MacBook Pro laptop.